is an alarming situation. Yet the list of difficulties has never overshadowed the enthusiasm here. The innocent smile of a safely delivered child after all the difficulties of labor, that perhaps is the greatest reward for the doctor. This tiny bundle of vivacity has sprung from this soil. Soon it would begin to move on its own. Its mother would then send it here to Prakash Bhau, to this school of the Lok Biradari. These children have come from villages located at a distance of 4 days' walk through hills and valleys. Would you believe their parents have brought them here at a very tender age in this residential school of the Lok Biradari? Madia Gonds were the most undeveloped of the tribals. Formal education was unnecessary and purposeless in their way of life. The jungle felling contractors trespassed into their lives. Forest guards and record keepers began to terrorize and loot them. The government robbed them of their freedom in the jungle and imposed upon them a kind of tyranny. Workers of Lok Biradari saw all this exploitation as they began to move wider and wider into the villages. The so-called developed civilization offered them a kilogram of salt in exchange for a kilogram of vegetable gum, a much costlier commodity. Tried to lure their young girls by means of trivial gifts. If Madias were to face this new urban civilization, their children must learn. The resolve was made. Lok Biradari opened a school in 1976. The first class was held under a tree. Confinement to a room was boring for these free birds of the jungle. They used to run away.
तर मग आम्ही त्यांना खूप पटवून सांगितलं की बाबा शिक्षणाचं महत्त्व पटवलं आणि त्यांना
We convinced them of the importance of education. Finally, from about 10 to 12 villages, we could muster the strength of about 25 students. One truant boy who had to be led to school virtually by the year is today known as Dr. Kanna Madavi, the first physician from the society of these tribals.
पहिल्यांदा जेव्हा आलो तेव्हा असं वाटायचं की कोंडल्यासारखं वाटायचं. म्हणून एकदा दोनदा तीनदा असं पडून जायचं.
In the beginning, I used to feel like being locked up in the school. I ran away many times. My teacher was one Mr. Dikshit. He used to come to me and take me to school again. Running away was joyous. Going back to school was always painful. But Mr. Dikshit offered me love and developed my interest in studies. Our school was not a four-walled school. We studied under a tree by the riverside. I became a doctor through such a process that comprised love and motivation by all. Prakash Bhau, Vilas Bhau, Fadnis Sir, Tai, and all these people. After Dr. Kanna, this school wrote yet another story of success, that of Dr. Pandurang Pungati. Over the last 25 years, this school has changed the fortunes of Hemalkasa and its surroundings. Several students who have passed out of this school have secured jobs as teachers, forest guards, land record keepers and so on.
मी 1993 मध्ये लोक बिरादरी आश्रम शाळा इथे या ठिकाणी.
Since 1993, I have been working as a teacher in this Lok Biradari school. I am proud of my job and the fact that I was educated in this very school.
कोणतेही पाहुणे आले तरी अभिमानाने सांगतो की मी इथेच शिक्षण घेऊन मी इथेच शिक्षक आहो.
I had no idea of education. When I came here, Prakash Bhau taught us under the trees. Today you see all these buildings around. It's because of Prakash Bhau that we have progressed so much. He guided us to be educated. Today I am working here as a teacher. I am grateful to him. We were very happy with these classes held under a tree. Our teachers taught us about the idea of donating labor or shramdan. They taught us about the dignity of labor. No work is inferior. Today you see this school, the students' hostel for our tribal children. All this is due to Prakash Bhau. These are the children of nature. They delight in competing with the wind, in throwing the javelin with all their might. Even on the sports ground, none would be able to defeat them.
हे माझ्या शाळेत शिकणारी आदिवासी मुलं इथे शाळेत येण्यासाठी जे डोंगर दऱ्या पार करून येतात.
These are the tribal children of my school. They cross hills and valleys to reach here. That strenuous activity has toned up their muscles so much that even without the help of modern sports facilities, they have successfully competed with the urban students and won prizes at the state and national level athletic meets. It's all in the muscles.
यश मिळवण्याचं श्रेय त्यांना त्यांच्या मसल्समध्ये तयार झालेलं असतं.
लक्ष्मी चैतू ओक्सा पिंकी पुसू परसा जुन्नी करपा पुला.
Once upon a time, the Madia girls were shy of even talking to a man from the outside world. Now they are ready to step into the modern world. Children who read the Jungle Book with great accuracy now understand the printed book as well. The Madias lived mainly on hunting until recently. They had no idea of ploughing and cultivating the land. Their idea of agriculture was casting seed at the beginning of the rains and harvesting whatever grew. The first farming at Hemalkasa was carried out by the Lok Biradari. The people who had roasted mice and crushed ants for food were introduced jawar, bread and vegetables for the first time in their life. Lok Biradari workers then went from house to house distributing seeds for farming. Prakash Bhau himself repaired several hand pumps in Madia villages. Today everywhere you would see the land rich with crops. Prakash Bhau and Lok Biradari workers have virtually fertilized the land with their sweat and toil. Tribals do not understand the law printed in books. When they went to the police station with their disputes, they were cheated. When Prakash Bhau noticed this, he himself began to arbitrate between the two parties. You might witness such a scene in his courtyard at any hour of the day. This is the Lok Adalat, People's Court of the Lok Biradari. It might be easier to win the trust of human beings. How shall we judge the value of this love and affection? Who are the other inmates of Hemalkasa? Just think about it. All these are the kith and kin of Prakash Bhau. The history of this relationship is indeed astonishing. The story of animals who grew on the premises of Lok Biradari, of lions and tiger cubs, of crocodiles, monitor lizards and snakes, of swift deer and lovable monkeys has been immortalized by Vilas Manohar in his book titled Negal. The one who frolicked and romped with Aarti was Negal. He even followed her to the school. Prakash Amte was certainly loved by humans, but ferocious animals too were equally attached to him. What could be the secret of this affection?
तर मगरीपासून तर वाघापर्यंत जे या लोकांनी प्रेम दिलं त्याची तुलनाच होऊ शकते.
The love offered by all these animals is beyond comparison. I often say the trust offered by these four-legged or legless animals is so much. I don't trust the two-legged animal to that extent. This lust for life that challenges the most venomous creatures must have had a limitless treasure of love at its core.
जिथे भीती असते तिथे प्रीती नसते.
Where there is fear, love can't exist. One who plays with a bandit crate